Hello and welcome to Edukimi's YouTube channel. My name is Harsh Singh and in this video we shall discuss the current affairs for today, 17th of May 2022. Welcome to all the people who are viewing this premiere live and welcome to all the people who are viewing later on as well. Today's quote is commitment is the foundation of great accomplishments. Yes, this is absolutely true. Once we declare something, once we imagine that we would achieve something, we must declare it with a written statement, or it could be a verbal declaration as well in front of people. And this must be followed up by having some great actions. Once our verbal statement and written statements they are in sync, we are on our way to achieving something great in the lives. If you like this initiative, shower some love through likes, comments, and shares. Let's understand what we're going to discuss today. What we have in news today are Places of Worship Act, NATO membership, iron fortified rice, wheat export ban and the impact of it, migration review forum, first time being held in United Nations, tiger reserve 52nd in India declared now, remittance inflow, and quad boxing initiative which has started in Cambodia, and Poshan Fere from Chhattisgarh. Let's start with the first one, Places of Worship Act. We had studied why the Gyanvapi Mosque was in news a few days back. It is in news because this is a site of historical conflict. Earlier, it is said that there was a temple existent in this particular place. In the 17th century, this place was invaded and later a mosque was erected here. The well which was around this temple was called as Gyanvapi well, which also means the well of wisdom. And after this, the name of the mosque has been given. Now, during the time of invasion, people they hid the shivling inside this particular well. So women would come to worship this particular place as a matter of tradition, as a matter of habit at some times. Now the request is to perennially open the place so that the Hindu ladies could come and worship, which is being opposed by the other community. Now the issue here is that this is the request to open this place for worshipping is somehow contradicting the Places of Worship Act. How? It is because the Places of Worship Act, which was enacted in the year 1991, it clearly states that 15th August 1947, whatever is the character of that monument, it must continue to exist in that same manner. And the exception is only one particular place. If you know that place, type down in the comment section. Now, for this particular place, it shall continue to be the same as it existed on August 1947. No change in the religious character. And even if it is the same religious organization, we cannot have two different kind of communities and changing the nature of worship at that particular place. For example, Shia, Sunni, these kind of changes cannot happen. Now what has happened recently is that a local court in Varanasi, it had ordered a video survey of the place to find out if there is something behind this, if there is some historical evidence behind this. And this order was also upheld by Allahabad High Court. Now the Supreme Court here is hearing a plea if this order that was given, if this is against the Places of Worship Act or not. That is the only update. So you must know more about the Places of Worship Act, which I have right now shared. The political news must be avoided. NATO membership. Yesterday you people were discussing about NATO membership. See, Turkey is a NATO member. There are 30 plus NATO members now, right now, and NATO expanded from westward to eastward. And there's some countries which are seeking NATO membership. You know the names. They are Ukraine, they are they are Sweden, and they are also Finland. Right, Finland and now Sweden has also request for NATO membership. In which now Turkey says that we will not, ensure that these countries become a part of NATO. Now, interestingly, all the NATO members have to mandatorily propose. It must be unanimous that we seek the entry of new members. Everybody must vote positive, and Turkey says we will not vote positive till the time Sweden and Finland stop their activities of promoting some kind of illegal activities in the region. What is illegal being done by these developed nations here? So these nations have got some Kurd population which is also supporting the Kurdish movement in the West Asia region. Now Kurdish movement, there is no Kurdistan, but there is a demand for Kurdistan for a long time because this is a specific community in this region, and this community is residing in Turkey, in places like Azerbaijan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, all these places. And all these places there is a movement running for independence of the Kurd people. So Turkey is against that because it feels that Finland and Sweden are somehow supporting these movements. In fact, In fact, Sweden has also barred Turkey in some ways, imposed sanctions of certain kind of military purchases. So Turkey is against this, but America has said that notwithstanding what is Turkey's issues, these two countries will be granted the NATO membership. Let's see this. So this is the update here. Iron fortified rice. See, the update here is that iron fortification has been considered as a silver bullet, a magic bullet which can result into greater nutrition for people, especially the tribal population in the country. So sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, tuberculosis, and other kind of malaria, these kind of diseases can, after the diseases, people can recover very well if they have some fortification in their food products, right? So be it the ones which are distributed under government programs or ICDS schemes, etc. Now, another issue coming up, which we've discussed 1 year back, I remember clearly, is the overload of iron and the nutrition content. If the person has got malnutrition body and you're giving excessive iron through only one fortification, so this also leads to adverse health issues, right? So this is what has been noted by certain experts, and they say Jharkhand, which is an endemic zone for these kind of issues, for example, the thalassemia prevalence is 8 to 10%, twice the national average. Similarly, the presence of malaria also is high in these areas. These areas must stop the overloading of iron fortification in the rice products, because if we do this, people will be having another health issue, which is because of excessive mineralization, excessive presence of iron in their food. It leads to disease in the body again, right? So there was an order passed which said that the fortification of food must contain the plus F logo, FSSAI instructions, plus F logo, and there must be also a warning statement that in case the person is going through issues like anemia, thalassemia, tuberculosis, can they be eating those kind of products because they are fortified, right? So these are the orders that was passed by the government. Okay, the next one that we discuss is an update on wheat ban. We've been discussing this, and see, so earlier India thought we would export wheat, and then they said we'll hold it back. And now the impact of wheat ban is such that many exporters are left in a frenzy. They don't know what to do. Millions of tons were to be exported from the Kandla port, and not only that, the prices of wheat have also seen a different kind of graph. So the international prices have skyrocketed again only because of India's declaration. Around 5% prices have changed internationally just because India said we will not export wheat. On the other hand, the prices have also fallen 4 to 8% in various states in the country because India will ban the exports. See, just a declaration can make such an impact in the country. So this is a good step for India, but then we should not even have gone through these kind of policy changes, right? Thinking of exporting in the first go. So 7 million tons last year, and last to last year 2 million tons were exported. India contributes around 5% of wheat exports of the whole world. Okay, I remember having shared that G7 countries are not happy with this kind of declaration of India. Okay, Migration Review Forum in news. It is because it is the first time that United Nations will be holding this kind of review forum. The idea is to have a global compact for safe, orderly, and regular migration. So people who are migrating from one place to another, be it temporary or permanent, women, children, forced migration, all will be tracked to be able to serve people at all the places, right? So be it Africa or migrating to developed countries, all this will be traced, and a plan will be forced for helping people migrating from one place to another. There are a couple of reports which are printed by United Nations Population Fund, which is on migration and forced migration itself. Last year we had discussed this report. Let this report come, we'll discuss again. Tiger Reserve, 52nd of this is created in India, and this is Rajasthan, where we have created this, the fourth one in Rajasthan. Ramgarh Vishdhari Wildlife Sanctuary is no more a wildlife sanctuary, it will be a tiger reserve. I will also tag a video on the comment section on the tiger population in the country and what is happening to the tiger population density in the country. So this particular tiger reserve is around Kota region in Rajasthan. Earlier one we have had Sariska Ranthambore and Mukundra Hills tiger reserves in this Rajasthan state. Okay, the next one is remittance inflow. It has been said that the remittance have increased to $89 billion for the country. So again, topping the charts all the time. It's great for India. We have discussed an editorial on remittances inflow, which have increased, and the impact of remittances for a country. It increases the stability of the country to regional fluctuations, be it inflation, be it job losses. Remittances are the ones which help us. India topping the chart for remittances yet again. Quad vaccine initiative. See, the Quad countries, they said that we would distribute 1.2 billion doses of vaccinations amongst people. And Cambodia is the first nation they've started to distribute vaccine with. I've discussed this previously that it is India, a developing nation, which has participated very much in sharing its vaccinations with the countries abroad. But the developed world, they are not into, they have hoarded vaccinations, and this is what they've not shared with other developing or underdeveloped countries. So vaccine initiative, the Quad, is now more proactive towards sharing the vaccination, started the project in Cambodia. Okay, the next one is Poshan Fere, today's case study. The case study is on Mukhyamantri Kanya Vivah Yojana. Over 100 plus couples, they were made to marry, of course voluntarily, in Chhattisgarh state, and they also made a pledge, a promise, that they would ensure that portion nutrition care be taken of the family, of the wife, of the children. And once the husband is more aware of the nutritive needs, they will certainly take care of their family. Now, once woman is malnutritive, the child will definitely be malnutritive, because the child born will have certain issues with them if the mother has some issues. On the other hand, if the father is taking care of mother well, then the child also will be well. So nutrition health needs to be taken care of, and avoiding intergenerational cycle of malnutrition. So this is a great case study from Chhattisgarh, which has vouched to eliminate malnutrition amongst the family members. This is the case study of the day, and today's featured news is on the important issue of fertilizer subsidy. Government had promised 1 lakh crore of a subsidy for fertilizer subsidy, but it looks like it will exceed this exceedingly high because of the international crisis. So this featured news we will discuss, but I will present this featured news by tomorrow. And if you like this initiative, share some love through likes, comments, and shares. You've got some questions, put it down in the comment section. We will ensure to get back. Thank you for participation.